Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. Today we are going to review another Safari LTD figure, and this is one that I actually missed out on the year that it was released, which I believe was last year, 2018. I'm pretty sure is when this was released. But unfortunately, as I said, I missed out on it then. I luckily have now gotten a hold of it, and I am beyond words excited to take a look at it with you guys. This is the Safari LTD Dimetrodon, and it's one that I've seen quite a bit of images of over the past year, and I've pretty much fallen in love with it without actually having it. And now that I have it, I can definitely tell you that those feelings hold true when it comes to seeing this in person, because it is absolutely beautiful without question. This overall looks fantastic. I think the sculpt is great, but the paint job is also really nicely done. It looks extremely realistic here in person. So let's go ahead, we'll get a closer look and check out the detail up close. So starting up here at the head, you can see that the head sculpt looks great. Really beautiful scaling all over the place when it comes to the beautiful appearance of the head sculpt. I really specifically like these scales here on the lower jaw. They look a little bit different, I think, than the upper side, but really beautifully done. And you can see just variations of like this dark grayish coloration, or even maybe like a very dark blue, and then this brown. You can see it kind of mixing and meshing all over the place. It looks extremely realistic as far as color tone goes and skin tone. The eye is painted with a very nice black coloration. You can see it shine very realistically as I turn it and move it. The nostrils are also painted with a blackish color to make them nice and dark, like you would expect to see inside the nostrils of a real living animal. The teeth also look great. You can see looking at them, there's just a slight bit of sloppiness here and there, but for the most part they look really nice. They're painted with a whitish coloration in the inside of the mouth. You can see the tongue in there is painted with like a peach, and it looks very nice as well. You can also see that it does have that kind of hooked jaw type appearance. You can also take note of the skin flap here on the inside of the mouth, as the Dimetrodon has its mouth open quite a bit. As we start to move back into the neck, you can again see that very nice scaling all over the place. A few skin wrinkles and skin folds there in the neck region, also some hanging skin in the throat area. As we get back here, you can pick up on the shoulder blade there, really nicely protruding from the skin. The legs look fantastic. The nails also look great along with the feet. The nails are kind of painted with like a darkish coloration, like a dark gray right there, but you can again see the mixtures of like that dark bluish type color and the browns all throughout. Really nice crease there in the joint of the front leg as well. You can see lots of skin folding going on here in the stomach as these two legs are pressing against the stomach, really bunching the skin up there, and they've shown that beautifully in the sculpt here. Lots of very nice skin folding and skin wrinkling right there. The beautiful scaling continues the entire way back here as we get into the hip area, and again you can see the musculature here in the rear leg. Beautiful crease there as well, along with kind of some skin folding and stuff going on right there. The feet look great here as well, and then we come out here into the tail, and you can again see that very realistic coloration of it, but the beautiful scaling as well the entire way out the animal. Even the underside honestly is painted very realistically with many different variations of browns and stuff underneath. Looks extremely realistic. And then if we look at the sail also looks great as far as the detail and sculpt goes. You can see that it's got like very fine scaling going on, and the paint apps on this are really nicely done. It looks very natural. This striping that goes through is something that could potentially look like paint more so than body color, but that is not the case. It is painted beautifully on there and looks really nice. You can see a slight curve in the sail as well when it comes to the animal's positioning, where it has kind of a left turn sort of thing going on. It looks like maybe it's just starting to make a left turn, and you can see a very beautiful folding and bend of the sail there that looks really nice. If we look at this side again, the head sculpt looks pretty much the same as the opposing side, but you can see that the eye is painted beautifully on this side as well. Really nicely glossed and very realistically glossed. The scales look fantastic over here as well, and you can start to see the brown kind of creep in here in the lower part of the neck, and look how beautiful the transition is from that dark bluish color to that brown. It looks so nice everywhere. I think the paint apps chosen for this are perfect, and it looks great the way they've applied it. The front leg looks fantastic also. On this side you can see the skin stretching and pulling You see some skin wrinkling and skin folding going on here in the stomach, but you don't see quite as much as you saw on the other side because now the legs are pulling the skin apart. Really beautiful detail everywhere. I love the scaling of this figure. The rear leg looks great as well. Beautiful crease right there. Very nicely sculpted foot and nails again. And then we run out the length of the tail, and the tail looks great. It comes out to a slight curve right there at the end. So this Dimetrodon is definitely a beauty. A real looker, I will say. So as far as a size goes on the Dimetrodon, from the snout there to the tail, you're looking at about 7 inches or about 18 centimeters in length. And for a height, about, if we can get that out from under his foot, about 4 and a, oh boy, if this would just stay still, about, let's turn him around. There we go. About 4 1/4 inches or about 10.5 centimeters. For a size comparison, we will bring in the Safari LTD Psittacosaurus, and you can see next to the Dimetrodon it is quite a bit smaller. So if you happen to have this figure, you'll get a pretty good idea of the fact that the Dimetrodon definitely has some pretty good size to it. If you don't have this, then hopefully you'll have the Safari LTD Sauropelta. And if you do, then you now should be able to again get a pretty good idea of the fact that this Dimetrodon definitely has some size to it. It's a pretty sizable figure, one of the, I would say, mid-sized Safari LTD figures. Maybe it's close, like more closer to large. So like mid to large Safari LTD figure. Honestly, I think it is a perfect size for a Dimetrodon. So this Safari LTD Dimetrodon is fantastic. It is definitely one of, if not my favorite Dimetrodon figures that I currently have in my collection. Everything about this, I just love it. I love the sculpt. I think the sculpt is really nice. Kind of just gives you the feeling that it's just walking along, maybe looking for some easy prey, something to chow down on. It's beautifully painted, honestly. I think the paint application that they chose is so perfect for this type of an animal, and I think it in general looks very, very realistic. It's a very nice darkish coloration, but then on the sail you get that lighter color, but it's at the same time not a very light color. It's not something that's unrealistically light, so it really makes me feel like this is a very strong contender for what a Dimetrodon could have looked like in real life as far as the coloration. I think they did a great job on all the colors chosen. That sail looks so flashy but so realistic. Definitely the type of thing that you would think maybe could attract a mate to this. But again, it's such a realistic coloration and the paint application is so perfectly applied that it really does look very genuine. The sculpt, again, as I said, looks great with it just kind of walking along. I don't think they missed even an ounce of detail that would be present for the pose that it is currently in, and that is also great. I think the teeth look very good. As far as the sculpt, they look fantastic. As far as the paint, they're a little sloppy, but not enough to really complain about. So in general, this Dimetrodon is just fantastic, as I said before. Definitely a very high recommendation from me, and I am super psyched to now have this in my collection. So if you do want to pick this up, make sure you check the description because I will have a link right there waiting for you to head straight to the Safari LTD web store where you can go ahead and purchase this Dimetrodon for yourself. So check the description, go buy this absolutely beautiful Dimetrodon. But before you do that, don't forget to please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified of any future videos, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.